This is Savannah Hernandez reporting to you from the streets of Philadelphia. Now I'm going to take you guys on a tour of K&A, one of the most dangerous streets in Philadelphia. Also show you guys what some of the public parks look like and try to talk to residents about what it's really like living here in Philly. Upon arriving at Kensington Avenue, you can immediately see that this is a dangerous area. Groups of drug users are sitting on the corner, many of which are high on heroin, crack, fentanyl, or tranq, as users would call it, the shortened term for horse or elephant tranquilizer. Now, simply driving down the street was genuinely horrifying, but I knew that in order to truly understand the real impact this drug crisis is having on the city, I would have to walk down Kensington Avenue. Since drug users are sitting on every corner, I decided to walk up and talk with a couple of them to get a more in-depth view of the drug use on the streets. And can I ask what you're doing?
I'm mixing cocaine and fentanyl together to produce what's known as a speedball, which basically causes you to have a more intense rush than you would with one or the other.
Where did you get all those needles from? Talk to me about it.
Prevention point.
What are they for?
For people who need them. So they want to use like dirty needles.
Some like farms, like stores actually say yes,
So where did you get these ones from? Just like from
Prevention point.
Gotcha.
And they give you like an ID with a number, so like say the cops got you and you had this stuff, like you wouldn't get like arrested for paraphernalia because you have like an ID saying like you're allowed to get them.
After sharing the quick comment about how she gets clean needles from Prevention Point, this user then started preparing a mixture of drugs from a little blue packet.
There's no real heroin in this. It's just fentanyl and tranq.
Okay, quick story for you guys as well. While I was talking to our friends over here who were mixing fentanyl and cocaine together, kind of giving us an idea of how that is done, an SUV pulled up behind me. My friend was talking to one of the users who shared, you know what those guys are doing, right? She said, no, what's going on? He shared that SUVs like that will pull up behind women and snatch them off of the street. So he shared that he thought that they were trying to snatch us up. Just trying to give you guys an idea of the environment here.
You know, like I said, I've been out here for 2 years, and the drugs out here ain't drugs anymore. I mean, it's just so bad to get off of, and it's not even fentanyl. It's they put tranquilizer and everything, so.
So I was actually talking to a couple people who were showing me some pretty big lesions on their skin. They said it was a result of the tranq. Have you seen anything like that?
Yeah, I got a little something going on, but I mean, mine aren't near as serious as what they get. And that's all like it's all your skin, because it's not for human consumption, so it does something with your white blood cells and your skin can't heal itself. It's toxic.
Okay, so talk to me too about what other drugs you're seeing on the streets down here. Is this a safe area? Talk to me about what it's like to be on the street.
Oh, to be on the street out here? I mean, every day there's violence, gunshots. I've ducked gunshots. I mean, everyone walks around with some type of weapon, even if it's just a 2x4 or a stick, whatever. I mean, everything out here. Any high you want to get, you'll find out here. And they're making it so cheap now, you can buy trays, which is $3. You can get $3 caps of hard, $3 of dope, meth, whatever it is, whatever you enjoy doing.
I want to give you guys an idea of how out of control it really is down here. You have raw sewage lining the streets, you have the homeless here, you have immense amounts of trash, and if you look on the ground, you're going to see these orange caps. Now what those are the caps to the clean needles that a lot of the addicts are being given here on this street from places such as Prevention Point. Now, I was in Portland a couple weeks ago, and comparing Philadelphia to Portland, the crime, the aggression, and the drug use in this area much higher than that in Portland from what I'm seeing. Now, I know a lot of this footage is really heavy, so let's take a quick break to check out these Philly crack chickens. These guys are in a trash-filled coop on K&A, and locals shared with me that they'll lay eggs in the coop, and feeding them is a pastime that some people do enjoy. Okay, now let's get to the part of the trip where I unfortunately get attacked for trying to film the weekly needle exchange in front of Prevention Point. Now, we're currently in front of Prevention Point, which is one of the longest-running needle exchanges in Philadelphia. It was started in the 90s, and just last year they distributed almost 9 million million needles to addicts here on the street. Now, we were trying to film the needle exchange and it didn't go so well. Again, this is all public property and I just wanted to show you guys the scene here. We are on K&A. This is one of the organizations that does provide drug users with clean needles. Some people sharing that this is a great program, others sharing not so great. I will just say from my own observations, I have never seen so many exposed needles on the street as I have here in Philadelphia, specifically on Kensington Avenue.
I'm really sorry, but before you take, please, no, you are not allowed to film.
So we're being told that we cannot film in front of Prevention Point. This is a public street. We're trying to highlight here the drug exchange program, not drug, needle exchange. I apologize here. We're being told that we're not allowed to film what's happening on the streets of Philadelphia.
The anonymity of our participants and our patients. We ask that.
So we're not going into the building. This is a public street. So you can interview with me here, but I'm highlighting what is happening on a public street here, on the streets of Philadelphia. This is the needle exchange program that is currently happening in front of Prevention Point. Yeah, there's nobody's faces in this. We're highlighting what's happening here in Philadelphia, and we should be allowed to do that. By the way, guys, this is the last thing that my camera saw before it was grabbed by one of the addicts nearby. I began filming on my phone immediately after. Here's that clip. I have this security officer right here who has stolen my property. She refuses to give it back. Would you like to give me my property back?
No. Just don't happen.
All right, so you have the people on the streets of Philly allowed to physically attack you, and this is what's allowed to prosper on the streets. So this is what happens when you come to Philadelphia and you try to report on the drug crisis here. I've gotten physically attacked multiple times. This woman right over here has my property. She refuses to give it back. You have this woman over here saying that I'm not allowed to report on a public street. I've been physically attacked twice now because I'm trying to report on the needle exchange program. My camera was taken by a drug addict, thrown on the ground and smashed, and then one of their security officers went ahead and took my microphone, smashed it as well. I have this woman right over here who has been making sure to tell me that I'm not allowed to report on a public street. So this is a public area. What they're doing behind me is a needle exchange program, and they do not want this exposed on the streets of Philadelphia, that they are allowing drug addicts to exchange dirty needles for clean ones. Again, I've been attacked twice now. Thank you so much. The security guard who took this, again, this is my smashed equipment. I've been attacked multiple times here. So this is what's being allowed to prosper on the streets of Philadelphia. Again, Prevention Point on K&A.
Now, before you label me as public enemy number one for filming this, I was genuinely just curious about the program. I never meant to go expose anything, and if this program is so great, why wouldn't Prevention Point want us to highlight what they're doing? On top of that, the only time people get this upset when I'm filming them in public is when they're doing something illegal. Anyway, we spoke to a man who uses Prevention Point's taxpayer-funded program, and he gave us a pretty good idea as to why they probably didn't want us filming them.
Has this organization ever given you needles? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, every day of the week they do a emergency 10-pack. You can go in, get a 10-pack of needles. It comes with, you know, your water, cooker, all that type of stuff, everything you need to get high. And like I said, actually they're working outside of the law from what I understand, because the needle exchange in Pennsylvania is illegal. But however many, you can walk around, pick needles up on the ground, and Tuesdays and Fridays, if you take them in, they'll give you whatever you take in. So you say you take 100 needles, they give you 200, they'll give you double. Then that's profit. Everyone's doing it because it's profit. You go out here, you sell 2 needles for $1, so that's how you get your high then.
That's what I was going to ask too, because a lot of people say that the needle exchange program is good, but I was talking to someone who was saying that a lot of times people will go get the clean needles and then resell them for money to buy more drugs. Are you seeing that?
Yeah, even the dealers are doing it. You can go to any block and you can buy needles. I mean, everyone's taking advantage of it because there's so many needles out here.
So with this emergency pack that they just gave you, do they give one person a pack? How does that work?
Yeah, every person gets 1 pack.
And you can kind of just walk in there and get that?
Yeah, you walk in and they just take your name, and actually you could sign up and you can, I don't got my card with me, but they give you a card, so if the police stop you, they can't even take your needles or charge you for having them. Because I guess there was a law passed here in Philadelphia that you can have clean needles on you.
Oh, you have the pack yourself. How do you feel about the program? Do you feel like it's a good thing, a bad thing? Do you think it's contributing to the drug problem at all? What do you think?
I mean, a health standpoint, I think it's a good thing. But everything out here, everything everyone's doing is contributing to the problem. I mean, people are coming out here, they're feeding the homeless, or they're clothing us, they're giving us tents, they're giving you everything you need so you don't have to leave here.
That's what I was going to ask too. Like, does Prevention Point help with addiction, or are they just giving you the tools to help you safely take drugs?
If you want help and you seek help, they'll get you into a program. They got case management, they'll get you into housing and stuff like that. They'll get you on the methadone clinic. But from my experience, everyone I know out here, even though they're using all these resources, they're still getting high at the end of the day. They're just using it to get further ahead with housing and everything else, but they aren't stopping getting high.
Dude, well, thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want, people to know about KNA?
Don't come here. Don't come here, especially don't get caught here at night.
Yeah, it's kind of scary down here.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I mean, I've had my shoes ripped off it's the kids, you gotta watch out for the kids. Honestly, 13, 14, 15, yeah, they're becoming a real problem. Listen, they ride around 14, 15 on a bike and they'll jump you, rob you, put guns in your face. I mean, it's getting out of control.